Hi everyone. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to express my experiences in creating startups and uh, my professional experiences to you on this wonderful occasion. Thank you, faculty members. And thank you, sirs, for arranging this event. Okay, and let us start here. It's a happy day, and let us start with a quote. Plan each and every second of your life. It does means a lot. We need to plan everything. What is your next move? You should be thinking on it. Okay, you should have a plan. Like a plan. If it is not working, you should have a plan B. So this is how it moves. And yeah, let's move to the next slide. Okay. Yep. And yeah, today's topic is about a smart engineering for a better world. So we are engineers. We create things, from top to bottom, from deep earth to uh, sky high. We are rocking everything. Okay, like basically all mechanical engineering, uh, is a core for everything. As we say, it's a core, right? Yeah, it's a core. Course we usually we like to say like as core engineering. Okay, and so how we use our engineering top techniques and smartness, for the betterment of the world, which we live. Okay, so let me move further. And do we use effectively what we have? Let us start from the basic. Okay, and like example, we do have lots of time. Okay, we have 24 hours a day, and we have lots of skills in our skills in us and how we use it. And a mobile phone, it's a smart device. How we use that every day, when that means a lot. The time is very important. We cannot get back to a previous second. So, uh, are we using effectively? That's our the space in the sense, like it may be, it may be a physical entity like a space where you can uh, have your own things, your own comfort zone, everything like we can mean it. And starting from time, like are we using effectively, or do we, uh, uh, you know, wasting, or are we wasting something like, you know, putting it in trash or something? And we do have lots of skills. Like some people will, they will sing well, they will something. Some people will draw well, some people will design well. And are we effectively using all those stuffs with us? Like in mobile phones, we can. In my college days, like, I remember that I was doing CAD designs in my mobile phone. While I don't have laptops and that, I cannot afford that at time. So I was doing designs. I was practicing 3D designs on my mobile phone. So are we using it effectively? That's the question. Okay, let us move further. And yeah, okay. Well, we said about lots of entities like time, skills, everything. And what about the education? Education is in the sense like when we inculcate ourselves with some of knowledge, not just a bookish knowledge. But apart from that, we have lots of you know things like behavioral, and also the changes like from a boy to man transformation uh, is through the education. Okay, so we have lots of things to talk about education. And are we using our education? From kindergarten to till now, we have lots of we have come across different stages of education, right? So are we using our education effectively? That is main thing. And what would be the answer? Okay. like how we are using it, basically. Like many people will use uh, basically take like it like a language. Like if it is an English, okay, we are uh, we are having a hands up knowledge in English, and how we are using it. Be able to watch a Hollywood movie. Okay, so for that, that is the only reason we acquired a knowledge of English. No, and what about the next thing? Like to read some books, to get some extra knowledge, to use uh, mobile applications, or to see, to watch, uh, to feel something. Is that the really thing? A real use of education? Let us see. Basically, in reality, we are using that in lots of medias, like social medias, like Instagram, Facebook, messengers. Also, like the WhatsApp is one of the very confined zone of social media, where we can have only contact with our mobile contacts, right? Okay. And in those cases, like we are not even like making a proper communication in that, using our knowledge. If you're saying that you're using your education in that social medias, it won't be appreciable, right? So this is not the only reason you're being educated for these long years, right? Okay, so what would be the right way to use our education? Okay, first thing is, we are in the process of acquiring the knowledge, right? From the childhood to now, more than 15 years or something. So how we are practicing ourselves to acquire knowledge. Okay, gaining knowledge is something, it's not a simple thing, basically. It has a lots of process we come across. Okay, starting, we try to understand, we try to visualize, we try to uh, inculcate with the concepts, and like attitudes. Even the attitudes are accurate. It is not just shown all of a sudden. Okay, it was acquired by something. Like some people will get their attitude towards, like uh, from the movies. They will acquire their attitudes. Some people will acquire from known persons, like their father, their mothers, and from the friends even. Okay, so likewise we acquire knowledge. Okay, that is the first part. And then uh, the process of practicing. Okay, before applying, we, as soon as we acquire knowledge, the people directly jump to application. So that is where they miss. Okay, even I, when I gain some knowledge, I will try to implement in my own personal ways. Okay, like sometimes I have a habit of reading current affairs and everything. And once, like I had my own experience of practicing, like there is a word, qua warranto, or some legal words we can find that in the newspaper. And like Brits, there are Brits in constitutional laws. We have Brits, the words like Brits, qua warranto, and certiorari. And those words, when I come across some personal things, there is a legal case where I can see all those words in that. So basically, if you're engineering graduate, we could not find all those meanings in that. Okay, so but when I learned something in a newspaper, and I could able to uh, grasp that, I could able to understand something in a real life. Okay, so that is the application. uh, Even I would say that that would be a practice. Okay, when we try to use that in our real life, okay, that would be an application for our knowledge. But before that, we need to practice ourselves. We need to go through some process before applying. So even startups, like, as soon as when we finish our uh, yeah, graduation, we jump into the startups. We have lots of plans in that, and we have lots of plans. No issues in that. We'll have plans. We'll have enough money to invest. We'll have everything. But the main thing is that, do we have any practical experience in that? We have bookish knowledge. Even for example, if some set of students are doing some business oriented to casting. For example, in mechanical engineering, we have a casting, right? Like casting or something. Uh, so, or maybe a forging or something. Okay. So we do have bookish knowledge right now. Yeah, as a graduate, we don't have handsome practical knowledge. So practice is in between the acquiring knowledge and applying the knowledge, right? So there comes a major role for practice. Even a great athlete may learn lots of techniques, but you need to practice that, correct? Even Sachin Tendulkar or Dhoni, they might know some different shots, like we would have known like helicopter shots, but uh, before knowing, I mean, after knowing, before applying, we need to practice that. He would have practiced it lots of times, right? So there comes the practicing phase. We really miss in that thing. Okay, and then the application, and over a period of time, we will have lots of practice. We'll have a decent knowledge in that. That's a practical knowledge, and then when we apply that, will the rate of failure will be very less and the rate of success will be more. So that is the main thing we miss out. Okay, that is how we need to uh, go through some processes in applying our knowledge, maybe in education. Okay, and then okay, fine. Let us see the next slide. It was there and then. So, are we inspired of those the public figures you see there? The first thing, the first photo shows that is the portrait of who is that? That might be Sridhar Vembu, right? That is founder and CEO of Zoho. Okay, and another thing at the top right, we can see Ratan Tata. We all might know that, and below we can see Sundar Pichai and then Satya Nadella. Okay, well, you could find out. Okay, there are five pictures, and uh, the four which are those in the corners. You can find out all those figures. In middle, I can tell you later. Let us segregate them. Okay, there are four different figures at the corners. Okay, and we can segregate them into two different parts. Like there are similarities between two and dissimilarities. Let me show. And top two photos, they are the owners, right? They are the owners. They are the proprietors of the certain business, correct? He is a founder. He is also a founder of certain companies, both Sridhar Vembu and then who is that? Ratan Tata. They are owners of big entities. Okay, and then at the bottom we can see Sundar Pichai and then Satya Nadella. They are not the owners, but they are top level employees. So what I'm trying to explain is that we have inspired icons and both in as a founder as well as the employees. Okay, we've got to, because some students will ask me, like, only if we have any business, if we have any startups, we can be in a big icon, or we can earn a lot, we can be a you know inspiring figure in a society. Like, they'll be asking such a question. There is nothing like that. Even Sundar Pichai and Nadella are employees. They have been uh, from the road they are going, and at the course of time acquiring knowledge and then expressing it, and by their own way of learning, they have been to this position. And that is why I'm saying that there is no any specific way to uh, become a successful person. Okay, so you can be an entrepreneur or you can be a good employee too. So both are important. Okay, and the picture in middle, who is that? No, we do have any idea about that. Okay, basically, let me tell you. He's Nostradamus. Okay, some 700 80, like around 1200 or 1300 years back. Okay, Nostradamus was he's a future prediction person, predicting futures, what would happen in the future, and like astrologer, like some kind of scientist. On that time, there were very few scholars. He was one among them. He was in a French. He was a French person, and he has wrote a book, Professors, okay, which would say his thoughts about the future. Okay, he has written lots of pairs in that stanzas, we could say. Uh, those are written in different French language, but it was a uh, old French language. We could not understand that easily, but somehow the scientists have tried to make it simple to us. Okay, so what is special about that? So why I'm taking this into this? Okay, so basically we can see that he has predicted lots of things, importantly like Barack Obama and uh, Twin Tower attacks, and then uh, Donald Donald Trump, and about they have been saying like even Modi ji has been said by him. So you have lots of ideas about all around the world. Okay, so some saying there he's um, no, it's not true. Like it is not true, or something will happen, will not happen, and there are lots of ideologies. We don't want to get into that. Okay, so let us see what he had said. Something interesting about India. Okay, he has said that there will be a person emerging from India, and he will be collaborating with a Russian friend, and he'll be like one of a eternal ruler. Okay, so in the sense there will be like a third war. Okay, third world war, and the emerging person from India will stop the third world war, and then he'll become a uh, eternal king uh, for a world citizen. So it was like a like you know it might be like a myth, but we need to uh, we need to know something, okay, which is happening all around the world, right? So that is why. And also the interesting fact is in what he said is the emerging person will be in this time period, like 2000 after 2020s. Okay, so that could be you, me, whoever it may be. Okay, so just having in mind. Okay, let us go on to the next. Okay, with the digital era. Okay, so we all know that current situation. Even we would have made it in some social medias. You would have seen that even beggars have some quad swiping machine, and they do have UPI scanners like barcodes. They have, and then they have smartphones, and even in the roadside shopkeepers, like those who sell fruits, those who sell uh, little pots, they have smartphones, they have GPay, phone pay, everything. And also not only that, the other part we are getting knowing about IoTs, like Internet of Things. We are even connected okay, through medium. Okay, so like everything is same as that. Okay, how we connect with that software. Basically, we see that as a software, but everything is interconnected. Uh, uh, a mobile phone is connected to car. Okay, at the end, the car is mechanical. That's a machine, right? That's a machine. We do have engines in that. We have drivers. We have wheels, and we have mechanical components, everything. Okay, and that is linked with the smart devices, sensors, and everything, and that is connected wireless to a phone. So somehow everything is interconnected. So we cannot neglect all those stuffs, right? So uh, being a mechanical engineer, we could able to we could collaborate with the IT industry. So that is how it is going to be in future. Okay, and yeah. And then okay, what we can do for the betterment of our world? What we can do as an engineer? As an engineer, we can be yeah, what to have, what to do as an engineer. What to do? We have lots of problems, right? We need to focus on something like we need to reduce our pollution. We need to uh, uh, save the tech to save lives. The second point, you see, the tech to save lives. We have even in Tamil Nadu recently we have some issues like a small boy has fallen into a deep bore well. So we could not save him, but we have lots of technologies, but we could not save him. But you can also contribute your knowledge to that. And food safety, whatever thing you can do in food safety, you can do it. And also alternate energy, it's a basic thing that we need to focus on. And already lots of things focused on it. And then what is the other thing? The basic thing is to create employment. Is there any opportunity to create employment using knowledge? Being an engineer, can you create an employment to certain set of population? Like, can you employ like 5 to 7 or 5 to 10 employees, graduates in your startup? So that's a change, right? So that is how we need to. And what about the impact? What about the impact? We do not focus on the impact. That is the problem here. We are all like we are creating machines. We are very creative. We are very innovative, and but we are failing to find the impact on the society, impact on the thing we have, like in the society we are. Okay, so for example, let us think we are creating a perpetual machine. You know that what is a perpetual machine? Okay, and we are creating a perpetual machine. And what would be the impact of that? Well, basically, impact can be differentiated in 3 to 5. I mean, 3 to 5 ways they will be differentiating, but we can segregate basically in 3 ways, like economic, environmental, economical impact, and the environmental impact, and then the social impact. Okay, and the economical impact, well, if you create such a machine, then it will have a lots of economical impact if it is good for the mass production. And i- like if you're getting the some raw materials and it is from a specific region, then that will create some other impact, that will create employability, okay? And then that will create revenue, that will create lots of changes, knowledge based, and everything will create lots of economy. Correct. So that can change economy status of a country. Correct. And then, like, what is about the environmental impact? So, what if you're creating a highly polluted machine? That would drastically give a negative impact on the environment. Correct. The ecosystem will damage. Everything will get damaged, and indirectly we will be affected on that. So, what about the social impact? If you're creating some machine, and uh, for example, take it. Let us take we are creating a machine, and for doing that, for making that, that needs lots of manpower, creating lots of employment. That could change uh, a certain generation, right? Creating an employment is something like even the terrorism is the major cause for the terrorism. Uh, Terrorists, creating the emerging terrorists, uh, Naxalites. You can say, those people are emerged due to unemployment, due to lack of money, due to lack of uh, educational knowledge, due to lack of jobs. Even some very uh, well equipped persons or being trapped in that way. That is due to unemployment, lack of jobs for them. So that could change a lot in society too, right? Okay, and then we can go for next thing. And here's the glimpse of gearbits. And basically, gearbits, it was a partnership frame, and we created it in 2019. Okay, and basically we started with zero investment, I could say. Like, not just with zero investment, that that has lots of works, lots of inputs we did towards it. Basically, the time. The most precious investment is time. We invested lots of time in that, and then also knowledge, and somehow a diplomatic thing, somehow a bit diplomatic thing. We need to talk with some business person, to talk with the client, and get some advance in with the before, and then we do missions with that money. So that is how we started. Okay, and also, like, we basically do R&D missions, customized products for the clients, which are not available on the market, or they if they need any modified machines, or innovative machines, or customized machines, we will be giving them proposals of designs, and get the approval, and then we do the missions according to the user data. Okay, and then also the CSR, like corporate social responsibility, but actually, that is in uh, Companies Act, okay, 2013, I think so. But that is not for the the young startups like us. It is for the companies, those are making 1,000 crores turnovers. But we are doing, like, I'll be going to government schools and college where they cannot afford a trainer, or advisor, career guidance, to give them career guidance, to give them knowledge about the society, everything. Okay, so I myself make some time in my leisure times. I'll be going there, and I'll be helping them with the knowledge. Okay, of what I acquire. And here the picture you can see, like, that is the egg cleaning and coating machine that it was the first machine, so it was taken, and it was a successful machine, and it was for a company in Namakkal. Okay, and then there's the first visiting card made, Let us go next. Sorry. And these are the products we have created after that. And this is the 3D machine where we can, make a drawing in 3D platform, be a CAD or Fusion, and then we can import that design into the machine, and it will give you a solid product. Okay, we know the working of the 3D machine, and then here we can see lots of products we have made through the 3D machine, and basically we use it to give like get the products like when we need to create some prototypes, we need to go for die casting and something like that. And previously we need to go for die casting, that could give get to the much cost expensive. Okay, so uh, our thing is like we're giving solution for that. Okay, a speedy solution. Within 2 to 3 hours we can create a product. Okay, maybe a simple product. We can see lots of products that we have made through the 3D machines, right? And yep, and these stands are the sterilium stands, the sanitizers. We made it, and those were customized stands for different products. Uh, clients for the client's requirement, we are making all those products in there. Okay. Okay, and then for the goal setting, we need to speak with this. Okay, goal setting, we do have goals. Everyone have goals. Okay, basically. And what about achieving goal? That is, there comes the problem. Okay, so what is the most basic way to achieve goal? And it should go through some process. Okay, and all of a sudden we cannot fix a goal. We cannot kick a goal. Okay, so let us take like a football. Okay, so we should have a right vision. We should find out where the ball is in the ground to make to the goal. Okay, and then we should find what is our aim. So that is the goal, right? We need to understand. We need to segregate everything, and we need to set a goal. Okay, and and then also it must be, while setting a goal, it must be measurable. Okay, we should not set a goal like I must go to the moon, I must go to Mars, Saturn, or something. It would happen, but it should be like something practical. Okay, maybe a short time goal, a long time goal. That should be a measurable one. Okay, and then the right path. We should choose the right path. In the sense, if I want to become a CA, okay, a chartered accountant. What if I'm taking biology group in 12th and taking engineering in engineering college, okay, graduation, and then what if I go to study for CA? So we should have a right path, right? Okay, so how to become a CA? Like commerce group in 12th, and then BCom or MCom, and then the CA studies. Okay, so that is how we need to choose a right path. Okay, and then the motivation. Everyone will have a motivation. Motivation is something which is not from the outside. Basically, it should be from the inside. Okay, and we can uh, kindle the motivation. We cannot create a motivation. That is how it goes. Okay, and then the strategy. All we all have strategy, but what is a working strategy? If you have knowledge about it, if you have something like if you have previous experiences, we'd have sorted out and we'd have come to a strategy. Okay, all of a sudden we cannot make a strategy. We need to have some knowledge about that. Okay, maybe it may be a professional or non-professional goal. Okay, we need to have some strategy to reach it. Then only we can reach it at the right time. Okay, everyone can reach their goal different sort of times. Okay, but to reach it at a correct time, we need to have a strategy. And result, basically goals or result oriented. Goal should be kicked, right? So that is a goal. You need to kick it. That is a goal, and so you need to achieve that. That should be an achievable goal, and when you achieve it, that should come through all this process. Knowing or unknowingly, you should come through all these processes. Okay. And then professional goals we have, they should be given here, like uh, what we need to know, knowledge about the profession. Like, if I want to be a manager in a certain company at a certain role, not even a manager, a certain role. So you should have knowledge about that. And you should also think that will it have a scope. Okay. So like after 5 years, you'll be in that position. If you're being in that position, you're aiming for that position in 5 years. After 5 years, will it have a value? Okay, like everyone are searching towards a single point, right? So when it is like that, the importance for that position will be changed during the course of time. The importance for a post, important for a course, everything will change. So you need to check with that too. The comparative growth, you need to check with the different uh, directions, not just a single post, not just a single aim. You should have during the professional, you should have a diversified view, and the working strategy should be a single strategy. Like a path should be single, and uh, if you could find the position A, you could also find position B, because at that time, if whichever is uh, having higher hope, you should choose that. So that is how you need to choose. And then the time span. So you need to have a proper time span that comes along with the knowledge. Okay, so you need to research a lot about that. So to know about the time. Okay, and then required input. So if you need to be a good designer, then what is needed? So you need a designing skill is needed. So basically, those things should be added to your knowledge now and then while you are studying, while you're going through all this process. You must be acquiring lots of knowledge, and that will be the required input for your goals. Okay, and plan B, as I said, you should always have a plan B to get rid of some negatives, right? Okay, and then okay, let's see a case study. And in case study, it was like real time. While I was working in a company, there was a tank which is filled of oil. Okay, and it's a flammable. Okay, it's a flammable liquid, and it is leaking at the bottom. So all of a sudden, what we need to do? We have lots of knowledges, lots of science we would have gone through, and lots of engineering techniques we have gone through, but always we need to stick with the basics. Okay, so it was leaking at the bottom. Okay, but not yet fired, but it leaking at the bottom. What we need to do at the sudden, I was in that spot. Okay, so I have a chance to attend this kind of a practical experience. Okay, so at that time I could see a fire hydrant, which is used to put out the fire. You know that, right? Okay, and what I did was I just opened the tap of fire hydrant and filled the water in the tank where the oil is filled. Okay, we all know that the density of water is 1,000. Okay, and the oil, the flammable, the fluid is less denser than water. So what happens when you fill the water? Automatically, the oil will go upward. Okay, to the topmost position, and then the water will be settled in the bottom. Okay, by that means you get more time. Okay, the water will be getting discharged, and the oil will be safer, and it will be in the top position. So that gave us a lot of time, and we will be able to transfer the oil into different thing using a pump. And then it was a successful idea, but like basically we need to stick on to the basic things, as I said. Okay, like the density of water, and actually the oil floats on water. That's the thing. Okay, and these are some realistic engineering things. Okay, like first thing you see, like that's it's a perfume. They say insulation. Okay, to maintain certain temperature, we will use insulation. And then second thing you see, like a jacketed pipes where the flowing fluid should be under certain degree at a certain temperature. We need to uh, make it if the temperature is decreased, it will get stuck. So for that kind of fluid, okay, what we need to do, we need to make it the right temperature. It should be in the 100 degree, it should be in the 80 degree or something. So we need to pause it with uh, there will be a pipe and overlapped over one over the another. Okay, inside pipe will carry on the working fluid, and then the outer thing will carry on the steam. So the temperature will be maintained. So that is how it will be working. And then third picture is like that is the PP. Like when we try to use the fluids, lots of fluids, like even acids we need to transfer in some industries. Okay, so at that time we cannot use the MS or GI metal motors or pumps. Okay, so we have Teflon coated pumps to transfer all those stuffs. And you see reactors. Reactors are something like in laboratories we can see small tubes and things. They will be mixing certain chemicals and they will be giving. And then not only that, it will be having the inner coat. Okay, glass lined or maybe SS or PP. So it varies with material. Okay, and also we have lots of we have rotors that is rotated using a motor. We have a very big gearbox particularly on the top. So those are some practical experiences. And we see here like frame joints. Frame joints, like you have made 3D drawings and everything. But we could see uh, lakhs of French and in the computer in the company where I work, which is a chemical industry. So there are lots of pumps and joints of pipes I could see. So that was a beautiful experience. And then, okay, what is inspiration and motivation? Basically, that's a very minute difference. The inspiration is something acquired from outside, and motivation is something which is inside. Will be inspired by something or someone else, and the motivation is like someone will kindle and we will motivate. So we should find the difference in that. Okay, and yeah, and then this is Naresh Subramanian, and thank you. uh, and basically this is session with Subbu, like I'm also a trainer here, so I'm doing training for the schools and college students. I'll go for guest lectures. And thank you for being invited. Have a great day. Thank you again for your time. Bye bye. Thank you for this opportunity.